What's up guys, and welcome back to another eBay miniature rescue. Today, we're going to be working on Snowtroopers from Star Wars Legion. While these Snowtroopers are pretty similar to Stormtroopers in that they're mostly white, there are some differences, and we're going to be using a few different products to try and get a fairly nice result rather quickly. Once again, I want to give a huge shout out to Stephen H. for sending in these models. They've been really fantastic to work on, and especially for the season of Star Wars, I've been having a good time. So the first thing I'm going to do is throw all of these models into a sonic cleaner using LA's Totally Awesome and just get the rest of this paint residue off. Then I'm going to come back with Vallejo Surface Primer White, and we're going to start with that as our base coat. Once again, we're using a fairly limited color palette. Here are all of the colors that I will be using for this project. One at a time, I'm going to lay these down onto a wet palette so we can get ready to start painting. Starting with Citadel's BANEBLADE Brown, I'm going to use this as a base coat for all of the cloth. ABADDON black for the gun and all of the pouches. So I just wanted to throw this out there. I'm trying not to talk as much because, you know, it's base coating. We're just using thin layers of paint to lay down the colors. But I really wanted to let this music kind of ride because it's really good. Coming in with ESHIN Gray, we're going to take care of the boots, and then we're going to highlight all of the black. So here's where things change pretty dramatically from that Stormtrooper video that I did last week. Now, using an oil wash, you can thin it down with mineral spirits and place it all over the model, and it'll go into all the cracks and, give you a nice black line. In this case, I'm taking this TESTORS enamel wash and liberally coating the model. And what that's going to do is kind of a similar thing. It's going to get into all the recesses and cracks, but it's also going to cover a lot of the flat surfaces. And we're going to come back with a Q-tip and mineral spirits and really clean that off. And it's going to leave a lot more dirt and grime and darkness in the recesses. I would say that this is more akin to dipping your model in, like an army painter dip wash that's kind of concentrated and thick. And instead of having that be your final result, because it's enamel, we can come back and clean all of that off. The other difference between an oil wash and this enamel stain is that it doesn't react exactly the same way with mineral spirits. So where the oil wash gets reactivated and you can kind of move it around, this will just take it straight off of the model and leave whatever you don't touch. Something to note is that you should probably get some hobby Q-tips to do this. Using regular household Q-tips leaves a little bit of fuzz on the model. So I had to go back and pick off the little bits of Q-tip, which was pretty annoying. Hobby Q-tips are just more densely packed versions of normal Q-tips, and the fibers don't come off as easily. Pretty much the last thing we're going to do is use some Vallejo white that's already been on our wet palette, and we're going to clean up any of the areas that we want to be, a little more white. I'd say at this point, this step is pretty much to personal taste. So if you want cleaner looking armor, and even as far as, the cloth goes, you can come back with the other colors and start to layer that on to really define those dark edges and make it cleaner or dirtier, however you want. In the end, I find that this is a pretty quick and effective way to getting your Star Wars models to the table and still look pretty good. Thank you once again for joining me on another eBay Miniature Rescue. If you like this video, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing, as it really helps out the channel. As you may have realized, these aren't the only Star Wars models that I did receive. I will be getting to the rest of them shortly, probably within the next few months, but they have been fun, and I plan on finishing all of them. And as another quick reminder, if you would like to see still photos of all of the projects that I cover on this channel, head on over to Instagram and catch me at eBay Miniature Rescues. Thank you once again. I'm Casey, and I will see you in the next video.